Do you feel overwhelmed by the looming state tax deadline in Rhode Island? Don't worry, you've just found the ultimate guide to securing a stress-free extension. Keep watching. Welcome to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we're diving straight into exactly what you need to do to navigate a Rhode Island tax extension using the state's official guidelines.
Look, we've all been there, right? The April 15th deadline is creeping up, you're scrambling to gather your documents, and suddenly it hits you. There's just no way you're getting everything ready in time. It is incredibly stressful. But here's the good news. Filing an extension is a totally standard routine procedure. It's literally designed to give you immediate relief and a bit of breathing room. Our goal today is to show you exactly how to do it right so you can take a deep breath and tackle those taxes on your own timeline.
Here is our quick roadmap for today's Explainer. We'll start with extension basics, then cover do you need to file, break down the 80% rule, walk through how to file and pay, and wrap up with some FAQs and reminders.
So let's jump right into Section 1, Extension Basics.
Okay, when you get a Rhode Island tax extension, it is strictly an extension of time to file your paperwork. That's it. It gives you 6 extra months, pushing your actual filing deadline all the way to October 15th. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it is not an extension of time to pay. Any tax you actually owe the state of Rhode Island, that is still strictly due on the original deadline, typically April 15th. Honestly, if you remember just one single thing from this explainer today, make it this. Extending your paperwork does not delay your payment.
Moving right along to Section 2, do you need to file? As in, do you actually need to submit Form RI 4868?
Now, what's really interesting here is that Rhode Island makes things surprisingly simple if you don't owe them any money. If you meet 2 specific conditions, boom, you get an automatic state extension. First, you need to have filed a proper, valid federal extension request. That's IRS Form 4868. Second, you must not owe any additional Rhode Island state income tax. So if your employer withholding or your estimated payments already cover your entire state tax bill and you've extended your federal taxes, you don't even need to file Rhode Island's extension form. You are already covered.
But hold on, there is a small catch you definitely need to remember. When October 15th finally rolls around and you file that Rhode Island return, you have to prove you actually had that federal extension in place. The state requires you to attach a copy of your federal Form 4868 or your electronic acknowledgement from the IRS right to the front of your Rhode Island return. So make sure you keep that confirmation handy.
All right, Section 3, the critical 80% rule. This is a big one.
So, what if you do owe money? Well, Rhode Island law requires that when you file for an extension, you make a quote-unquote proper estimate of the tax you owe. And the state defines proper estimate very specifically. It means you must have paid at least 80% of your actual final tax liability by that April 15th deadline. If you fall even a little short of this 80% threshold, your extension request is considered invalid. It literally voids your extension entirely. No exceptions.
Let's put that into perspective with the exact example provided in the state's own regulations to see how this plays out. Imagine your total tax liability for the year ends up being $20,000. Throughout the year, you had $12,000 withheld by your employer. Then on April 15th, you file an extension and make a payment of $3,000. Okay, so between your withholding and that extension payment, you've paid the state $15,000 total. But here's the math. 80% of your $20,000 liability is $16,000. Because you only paid $15,000, you only hit 75%. And according to Rhode Island rules, there is no presumption of a proper estimate. Your extension just became completely void.
So the crucial point here is understanding the severe financial hit you take if your extension gets voided. If you miss that 80% mark, you are suddenly hit with a failure to file penalty, which is a steep 5% per month on your unpaid balance. And on top of that, there's a failure to pay penalty of 0.5% per month. If that wasn't bad enough, the state also taxes on a 12% annual interest rate on whatever tax you haven't paid. These penalties can compound rapidly, like a snowball rolling down a hill, which is exactly why calculating that proper estimate is absolutely essential.
Let's move to Section 4, how to actually file and pay.
Okay, let's dive into this simple 4-step process for getting this done. Step 1, like we just talked about, is to accurately estimate your Rhode Island tax liability, making absolutely sure you're hitting that 80% minimum. Step 2, you prepare Form RI 4868. You'll jot down your tentative tax, the total payments you've already made, and the remaining balance you're paying with the form. Step 3 is the most critical. You have to actually file the form and pay that balance by April 15th. And finally, Step 4 is completing your actual state return and filing it by your shiny new October 15th deadline.
Now, if you prefer doing things the old school way, and you're mailing a physical check or money order, you need to know the state has very specific requirements to make sure your payment actually hits your account properly. You need to make the check payable to the RI Division of Taxation. Definitely do not send cash through the mail. Down in the memo line of your check, you have to write Form RI 4868, your Social Security number, or the first one listed if it's a joint return, and a daytime phone number. Then you just mail it in with the bottom voucher portion of the extension form.
Or, if you decide to pay electronically, which honestly a lot of people find way more convenient, you can use the state's online portal or their approved credit card providers. But here is the trick with paying online. You absolutely must write down the confirmation number they give you at the very end of the transaction. Because when you eventually file your actual Rhode Island return later on, you have to write that exact confirmation number and the amount you paid in the upper left corner of page 1 on your Form RI 1040. That is how they link your electronic payment to your final paperwork.
Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 5, FAQs and final reminders. This is a massive trap that catches people off guard. Getting an extension for your personal income tax return, your main RI 1040, does not magically extend the deadline for everything else. Specifically, if you are claiming property tax relief on Form RI 1040H or the residential lead paint credit on Form RI 6238, your income tax extension means absolutely nothing for those. Those specific credit forms remain strictly due by April 15th, no matter what. So keep that in mind. So are you ready to secure your extension? Let's quickly recap the key takeaways here. First, figure out if you owe a balance. If you don't owe anything and you filed a federal extension, you're automatically covered. Just remember to attach that proof in October. But if you do owe, you have to calculate carefully. Ensure you're paying at least 80% of your total liability by April 15th using Form RI 4868, whether you do it online or by mail. Taking these structured steps is going to save you from those brutal penalties and give you some much-needed peace of mind. Before we go, an important note, this video provides general information and should not be considered financial advice. For specific tax-related concerns, please consult a certified tax professional. Thanks so much for joining me today. Now that you know exactly how to secure a stress-free extension, the only question left is, how are you going to use your 6 extra months of peace of mind?